We're here on the $yen 15-minute time frame, and this is a form of flag pattern which I trade. This was a strategy I came across a long time ago now when I was doing my back testing, and I don't know really what to call it. It is a form of flag, and what I'd like to do is just talk you through how and why I've got involved in this particular trade. Now it's only on the 15-minute, and the ATR is quite small at the moment, so what it is when we have a nice bullish pole like this, and then we simply see all red candles in this instance just moving within inside a channel. Now if you look at this in the lower time frame, you cannot see nice harmonic movement like this. It is just basically just in a channel moving sideways, and typically what you do here is you wait for the breakout, a little bit of a pullback, and then a trend continuation, or a continuation should I say, up to that 127 fib. Now this is quite a small pattern, and I've been a little bit more aggressive than normal, and the reason for that is if you can see what price has done here. So we put in tweezer bottoms, and one of the tweezer bottoms just so happens to be a big doji, and if we put a structure level on where this has occurred, I think it was the 5-minute we had to look at. Just let me go over to the 5-minute. Let's put this in the right position. Yes, there it is. So you can see here that we have a structure shelf that's been respected very nicely actually, and so once we'd got that doji, that was my reason to get long this particular trade. So we have around 8 pips of risk here for 16 pips of reward. Stop has just gone 5 pips below the low. We are at a psychological number 112.50s as well, playing for just 1 pip below that 127 extension. So there we go, that is the trade. And we're back for an update on this trade, and I have some news. I was stopped out initially on that trade because I broke my rules. That was basically why I was stopped out of it. I think I said in the first part of this video that the entry on this type of pattern is once we break out of the channel, and these tweezer bottoms here was not the breakout of the channel. In fact, what we did was we came back down into structure, into this area here, held, and then we actually double bottomed here, and we broke up, and what I did then is I got long here on a 26.18 trade. So broke my rules there, cost myself 7 or 8 pips, had to re-enter, and as you can see now we are actually working our way up. As we approach the highs, I'll be moving to break even, because my entry on this trade wasn't as good as it should have been because I broke my rules, which I'm not very happy with. Thankfully I only did it on a small trade, but nevertheless I broke the rules, and whenever I break my rules, I don't make many mistakes anymore. Well, anymore, I'm probably down to just 1 minor mistake or 2 minor mistakes a week. Most of them don't affect the trade in any way, just maybe could have got slightly better price, something like that, but this was a clear violation of my rules. This type of pattern I've tested, I cannot enter until we have the breakout. Typically on the breakout we do tend to see double tops and double bottoms, or at least come back for a retest of the channel. So I've cost myself pips there for no reason. I've now got back in the trade, cost myself pips in terms of the amount that it could win for, and also I now have a worse entry, which means I have a higher probability of the trade coming up to retest the highs here, coming back down to potentially stop me out, and then going on to hit targets there, because I need to be a little bit more aggressive here with my stop now as we approach these highs. That's it for now. We'll come back and see if we can actually get these 18 pips out of the market. Okay, we're back for this trade. I'm not very happy the way I've handled this, because as mentioned in just a few seconds ago for you here what I'd actually done on this trade. So we have put in a high close here in the 15-minute. I have kind of lost the belief that we're going to go higher here. We did come down for another test down here, so what I've just done is just reduced a little bit of the risk on this trade, only by 3 pips, so the risk is now 7. If we do come back down here again, we're going to make a lower close. That's because we'll be coming down to here, and this really is just going to invalidate the trade for me. I don't want to make one mistake after another here, so this will be my last attempt at this trade. If I'm stopped out, I'm stopped out. If I'm not, we rally up and hit the targets. Well, great. Okay, we're back, and there we go, we were stopped out, and what a horrible trade. Glad to be out of the trade. Made a mess of it, if I'm quite honest. Not happy with it at all. There we go, out that trade for a total of 15 pips loss.